It is 3 in the morning. The house is completely silent. Beside you, your partner is sleeping deeply, but you are wide awake, staring at the ceiling. And inside your mind, there is a ticker tape running. Did I remember to sign the permission slip? We are out of milk. Mom needs a ride to the cardiologist on Thursday. Does the dog need his shots this month? What are we doing for dinner 3 nights from now? It is a relentless loop of planning, monitoring, and anticipating. You might tell yourself this is just anxiety or maybe insomnia, but let us call it what it really is. You are working the night shift. You are performing labor, but unlike your day job, this labor has no clock-out time. And worst of all, no one else even sees it happening. If you are a woman over 50, you are likely carrying what sociologists call the invisible workload, or the mental load. You have become the unacknowledged project manager of your entire family's universe. You hold the logistics, the emotions, and the schedules of everyone you love inside your own head. And you are exhausted, not because of what you are doing with your hands, but because of what you are holding in your mind. If you feel like your brain has too many tabs open and your battery is draining fast, stay with me. Today, we are going to look at this crushing weight through the eyes of Carl Jung. We are going to uncover why you feel responsible for everyone's happiness but your own. We will look at the persona of the manager that you have worn for decades. And most importantly, we are going to learn how to finally hand in your resignation letter for a job you never applied for. You are not crazy. You are not nagging. You are just carrying a weight that was never meant for one person alone. Let us begin the process of putting it down. To understand why you are exhausted, we must first make a crucial distinction. There is a difference between doing a task and managing a task. Most of the world only sees the doing. They see you cooking dinner. They see you driving your mother to the doctor. They see you signing the school forms. But they do not see the management that happened before the action. Cooking dinner is just the final step of a much longer mental process. First, you had to notice what food was in the fridge. Then you had to plan the menu based on who is home tonight. Then you had to remember that your husband is trying to cut cholesterol. Then you had to add ingredients to the grocery list. Then you had to find time in your schedule to go to the store. That is 5 steps of mental labor before you even chop a single onion. This is what experts call cognitive labor. It is the invisible work of noticing, planning, and delegating. And in almost every household in America, this work falls silently, disproportionately on the woman. You are not just the cook. You are the kitchen manager. You are not just the driver. You are the logistics coordinator. And this brings me to a story about a woman named Linda. Linda is 52 years old. She is smart, capable, and deeply tired. She shared a moment with me that perfectly illustrates this burden. Linda was at the grocery store. It was a Tuesday evening after work. She was rushing to get everything for the week. Suddenly, her phone rang. It was her husband. He was back at home, standing in their kitchen. He asked her a simple question. "Hey, honey, "Do we have any ketchup left?" Now, her husband is a good man. He is kind, he loves her. But in that moment, Linda felt a flash of white-hot rage that almost made her drop her basket. Why? Because he was standing in the kitchen. He was 2 feet away from the refrigerator. He could have opened a door, he could have moved the milk carton and looked for himself, but he did not look. He called Linda. Why did he do that? He did it because Linda is the keeper of the inventory. In his mind, the location of the ketchup is not information that he needs to store. That is Linda's data. He outsourced the thinking to her. Linda told him, "It's on the second shelf behind the pickles." She solved his problem in 5 seconds. But the cost to her was not 5 seconds. The cost was that she was pulled out of her own mind to manage his reality. She had to switch tasks, access her mental database, provide the answer, and then try to focus again on her shopping. This is a micro-interruption. But when it happens 10, 20, 50 times a day, it shreds your brain. It creates a state of constant fragmentation. You are never fully present in your own life because you're always on standby to answer questions for everyone else. Where are my socks? What time is the party? Did you call my mother for her birthday? You have become the human Google for your entire family. And unlike Google, you do not run on servers. You run on a nervous system that is fraying. For women in their 50s, this load becomes even heavier because you are in the sandwich generation. You are not just managing a household of children and partners. You are now managing the decline of your parents. This is a different kind of invisible load. It is higher stakes. It is heavier. You are keeping track of your father's blood pressure medication. You are researching assisted living facilities. You are the one who notices that your mother sounds a little more confused on the phone today. You are carrying the grief of their aging while simultaneously carrying the logistics of their survival. I want you to pause for a moment, take a breath, and feel the weight of what I just said. You are managing the beginning of lives for your children and the end of lives for your parents, all while trying to live your own middle life. No wonder you are crushed. Research has shown that this kind of mental load is the primary driver of burnout in women. It is not the physical chores. We can hire help for cleaning. We can order takeout for dinner. But you cannot hire someone to do the worrying for you. You can't hire someone to carry the emotional responsibility of making sure everyone feels loved and remembered. That's the load that keeps you up at night. And here is the physical reality of that load. Every decision you make burns glucose in your brain. It uses energy. Decision fatigue is a real biological condition. When you have to decide what's for dinner, and then decide which doctor to call for mom, and then decide how to handle a conflict at work, and then decide if your daughter is okay. By 6 p.m, your brain has run a marathon. You might be sitting on the couch, your body might be still, but your mind is panting, sweating, collapsing. And yet, when your partner comes home, or when your friends see you, they might say, "You look fine." Or, worse, they might say, "You're so organized. I wish I was as on top of things as you are." They mean it as a compliment, but it feels like an insult, because they are praising the very thing that is killing you. They are praising your cage. They see a woman who has it all together. You feel a woman who is falling apart. This disconnect between how the world sees you and how you feel inside creates a deep sense of loneliness. You are the CEO of the family, but it's a lonely job. There is no board of directors to help you. There is no assistant to take the calls. It's just you and the ticker tape in your mind, running, running, running. So why do we do it? Why do we take on this role? It's easy to blame society. It's easy to blame our husbands or our children. And yes, patriarchy plays a huge role here. We are conditioned from girlhood to notice the needs of others, to be the helpers, to be the nurturers. But if we are honest, really honest with ourselves, there is something else going on. There is a reason why we have trouble handing over the keys to the kingdom of management. There is a voice inside us that whispers a dangerous lie, a lie that says, if I don't do it, it won't get done right. Or even deeper, if I don't do it, who am I? This brings us to the psychological trap, the trap that Carl Jung understood so well. It is not just that they dump the work on you, it is that a part of you, a hidden part, grabs the work with both hands. Because being the manager, being the essential one, feeds a specific part of your identity. To understand how to put the load down, we have to understand why we picked it up in the first place. We need to look at the mask you are wearing, the mask of the competent woman, and we need to see what is hiding behind it. It is easy to say that your family takes advantage of you. It is easy to say that your husband is lazy or that your children are entitled. And perhaps, to some degree, that is true. But Carl Jung taught us that we cannot change the world until we look at our own participation in it. So we have to ask the hard question, the question that might make you want to turn off this video. But I ask you to stay. Why do you keep picking up the load? Why, when you are so tired, do you still remember to buy the birthday card? Why do you still remind your grown son to go to the dentist? It is not just because you are kind, it is because you are trapped in a persona. In Jungian psychology, the persona is the mask we wear to survive in society. For women of your generation, growing up in the 70s and 80s, you were handed a very specific mask. It was the mask of the superwoman, the competent woman, the woman who can have it all. This mask whispered to you a promise. It said, if you manage everything perfectly, you will be safe. If you control the environment, nothing bad will happen. If you are indispensable, you will never be abandoned. So, you became the manager. You cultivated competence like it was a religion. You learned to anticipate needs before they were even spoken. You learned to smooth over every rough edge of family life. And over time, you merged with this mask. You forgot that you are a human being with limits, and you started to believe that you are your utility. You believe that if you stop managing, the world will fall apart. This is not just a habit, it is a form of anxiety management. When you remind your husband to take his keys, you are not just being helpful, you are managing your own anxiety about him being locked out. When you do your daughter's laundry because she forgot, you are managing your anxiety about her looking unkempt. You are using the mental load as a shield against chaos. I want to do a small experiment with you right now, wherever you are. I want you to put your hand out in front of you. Open your palm. Now, I want you to make a fist. Squeeze it tight. Squeeze it until your knuckles turn white, until you feel the tension running up your forearm. Hold it. This tightness? This is your mind, right now. This is what you are doing 24 hours a day. You are holding on to the control. You are holding on to the details. You are holding on to the belief that if you let go, everything will crash. Now, take a deep breath and open your hand. Let it go. Feel the blood rushing back into your fingers. Feel the release. Does that feel good? Or does it feel scary? For most women, opening the hand feels terrifying because the manager persona tells you that an open hand is an empty hand. But Jung would tell you that an open hand is the only hand that can receive. You have been so busy holding everything together that you have no capacity left to receive anything for yourself. And this leads us to the darker side of the mental load, the side we do not put on Instagram, the side that lives in the shadow. Jung described the shadow as the unknown dark side of the personality. It is everything we deny about ourselves. And for the overfunctioning manager, the shadow usually holds one specific emotion: resentment. Resentment is the dirty secret of the invisible workload. You do the work. You buy the groceries. You plan the holidays. You listen to the problems. But deep down, in the basement of your heart, there is a voice screaming, "Why do I have to do everything? Why does no one notice? Why am I the only one who cares?" This resentment is poison, but it is also a signal. It is your psyche telling you that the contract is broken. You see, you signed a silent contract with your family years ago. The contract said, "I will take care of everything, and in exchange, you will love me and appreciate me." But they did not sign that contract. You signed it with yourself. And now you are angry because they are not fulfilling their end of a deal they never knew existed. Let me tell you about a moment I call the martyr in the kitchen. Have you ever found yourself cleaning up the kitchen at 10 p.m., slamming the dishwasher door a little too hard, sighing loudly, hoping that someone in the other room will hear you and come help? But they don't come. They're watching TV. They're relaxing. And your rage builds. You think they're being selfish, but Jung would ask you to look deeper. He would ask, are you cleaning the kitchen because it needs to be clean? Or are you cleaning the kitchen to prove how hard you work? Are you performing your martyrdom? This is painful to admit, I know, but sometimes we cling to the mental load because it gives us moral superiority. It allows us to say, look at how much I suffer for you. Look at how good I am. And look at how useless you are. This is the shadow at work. We project incompetence onto our family members to secure our role as the essential manager. Every time you redo the dishwasher because your husband did it wrong, every time you correct your child's homework, every time you say, move over, I'll just do it myself, you are reinforcing their helplessness. You are teaching them that they don't need to think because you will think for them. You are creating the very dynamic that you claim to hate. It's a cycle. You overfunction, they underfunction. You feel resentment, so you take more control to soothe your anxiety.
which makes them underfunction even more. And the cycle spins faster and faster, crushing you under its weight. The invisible workload is not just chores, it's a relationship dynamic, and you are 50% of that dynamic. This is actually good news, because if you are 50% of the dynamic, you have the power to change it. You don't need to wait for them to wake up. You don't need to wait for them to suddenly develop telepathy and read your mind. You can change the system by changing your participation in it. You can decide to retire, not from being a mother, not from being a partner, but from being the manager. But how do we do this? How do we stop the ticker tape in our minds without letting our lives descend into chaos? How do we deal with the guilt that comes up the moment we say, "That's not my job"? It requires a shift in consciousness. It requires moving from carrying to being. And it starts with a concept I call strategic incompetence.
Strategic incompetence is not about pretending to be stupid. It is about deliberately choosing not to be the expert in areas that do not belong to you. For decades, you have trained your family to believe that you are the only one who knows how to load the dishwasher correctly, that you are the only one who knows how to book a doctor appointment, that you are the only one who can find the lost shin guards 5 minutes before the game. And because you are the expert, they have become the amateurs. Every time you swoop in to save the day, you are stealing their opportunity to learn competence. You are making yourself indispensable, which sounds romantic, but is actually a prison. So, how do we practice strategic incompetence? It starts with 3 powerful words. I don't know. The next time your husband asks, "Where is the extra toothpaste?" even if you know exactly where it is, even if you can see it in your mind's eye on the second shelf of the linen closet behind the towels, I want you to pause, take a breath, and say, I don't know. Have you looked in the closet? And then, this is the most important part, do not get up, do not move. Stay seated. This moment right here is the crucible of change. He might get frustrated. He might sigh. He might say, "Never mind, I just won't brush my teeth." Let him. Let him be frustrated. Let him experience the consequence of his own lack of effort. This is not cruelty. This is the withdrawal of projections. In Jungian terms, you have been projecting helplessness onto your family. You have been treating them as if they are incapable of survival without you. And they have been projecting omnipotence onto you, treating you as if you are a God who sees all and knows all. By saying, I don't know, you are shattering those projections. You are returning their agency to them. You are saying, I trust that you are a capable adult who can locate a tube of toothpaste. This practice requires you to tolerate something very difficult. You have to tolerate imperfection. If you resign from the job of general manager, things will fall through the cracks. The laundry might not get folded the way you like it. Your son might actually miss a practice because no one reminded him. Your husband might buy the wrong brand of peanut butter. And your shadow, the perfectionist part of you, will scream. It will say, "See, I told you they couldn't handle it. I should just do it myself." But you must resist that voice. You must realize that the chaos is part of the restructuring process. When a system changes, it goes through a period of instability before it finds a new order. You are currently the pillar holding up the roof. If you step away, the roof might sag for a moment. But eventually, the other pillars, your partner, your children, will have to grow taller to bear the weight. They cannot grow as long as you are filling all the empty space. This brings us to a critical distinction between caring and carrying. For women in the sandwich generation, these two things have become fused. We think that carrying someone's burden is the ultimate sign of love. If I worry about my mother's health, it means I love her. If I manage my daughter's college applications, it means I love her. But Jung teaches us that true love respects the other person's path, including their struggles. Carrying is when you take their backpack and put it on your own shoulders. Caring is when you walk next to them while they carry their own backpack. When you carry it for them, you are not just exhausting yourself, you are weakening their muscles. You are depriving them of the satisfaction of their own strength. I want you to visualize your energy right now. Imagine it as a series of ropes extending from your solar plexus, connecting you to everyone you love. There is a rope to your husband, a rope to your daughter, a rope to your father. Through these ropes, you are constantly sending energy, reminders, solutions, worry. Now imagine gently unhooking those ropes, not cutting them. We are not severing the relationship, we are unhooking the responsibility. Imagine coiling your energy back into your own body. Feel it returning to you. This is what it means to move from carrying to being. When you stop carrying the mental load, you create a vacuum, a space. And at first, that space might feel terrifying. It might feel empty. You might ask, if I am not worrying about everyone, what am I supposed to think about? This is the existential crisis of the midlife woman. You have been so focused on others that you have become a stranger to your own mind. The silence in your head when the ticker tape stops can be deafening. But this silence is sacred ground. It is the soil where your true self can finally begin to grow. Think about the hours you spend every week managing the invisible workload. 5 hours? 10 hours? 20? What would you do with that mental bandwidth if it was yours again? Maybe you would write. Maybe you would garden. Maybe you would just sit in the sun and feel the warmth on your face without checking your phone. This is the process of individuation. It is reclaiming the energy that was trapped in the persona of the manager and using it to fuel your own soul. But be warned, as you start to lay down this burden, you will face resistance, not just from your family, but from society and from your own internal guilt. The guilt will tell you that you are being selfish. It will tell you that you are a bad mother, a bad wife, a bad daughter. I want you to treat that guilt like a toddler throwing a tantrum. Acknowledge it, but do not let it drive the car. Guilt is simply the feeling of breaking an old rule. The rule said, women must be self-sacrificing to be good. You are breaking that rule.
You are writing a new rule. A rule that says, my mental health is a priority. My peace is non-negotiable. There is a specific tool I want to give you to handle the transition. I call it the minimum viable standard. In business, they talk about a minimum viable product. It is the simplest version of a product that still works. Apply this to your home life. What is the minimum viable standard for dinner? Maybe it's scrambled eggs and toast, and that is okay. What is the minimum viable standard for a clean house? Maybe the floors are not spotless, but the dishes are done, and that is okay. Lower the bar. Lower it until you can step over it without tripping. You are not aiming for Pinterest perfection anymore. You are aiming for survival and sanity. When you lower the standard, you lower the mental load. You stop monitoring the gap between reality and perfection. You accept reality as it is, and in that acceptance, you find rest. Remember, you are training your family, but you are also retraining yourself. You are training yourself to tolerate the discomfort of not being in control. You are training yourself to trust that they will figure it out. And if they fall, they will get back up, just like you did. By stepping back, you are giving them the greatest gift of all, the gift of their own competence. And you are giving yourself the gift of your own life back. The mental load is heavy, but you have the power to put it down. One I don't know at a time. One unwashed dish at a time. One deep breath at a time. You are not abandoning them. You are liberating yourself. And in doing so, you are inviting them to meet you at a higher level of partnership. This is the path of the wise woman.
She knows what is hers to carry, and she knows what belongs to others. And she walks with a lighter step because her mind is her own again. You might be feeling a tightness in your chest right now. It is the feeling of fear, because what I have asked you to do today is revolutionary. To stop managing the universe is to go against everything you were taught since you were a little girl. A part of you is whispering, "But if I stop, who will I be? If I am not the one who remembers the birthdays and finds the lost socks and soothes the tantrums, do I still have value?" This is the core wound that the invisible workload covers up. We use our labor to prove our worthiness. But I want you to hear this with your soul. Your value is not your utility. You are not an appliance. You are not a logistics center. You are a human being, and you are worthy of rest simply because you exist. When you put down the mental load, you are not just freeing yourself, you are doing something profound for your family. Think about your children, especially your daughters. Do you want them to inherit this job? Do you want them to grow up believing that love means exhaustion? Or do you want to model a different kind of womanhood? A womanhood where boundaries are sacred. A womanhood where rest is not a reward, but a right. By retiring from the job of family manager, you are breaking a generational curse. You are teaching your family that a home is a shared responsibility, not a one-woman show. It will be messy at first. There will be missed appointments. There will be burnt toast.
There will be resistance. But let the mess happen. The mess is the fertilizer for a new, healthier family dynamic. I want to invite you to take a concrete step today, a micro action to seal this intention. Scroll down to the comments section right now, and I want you to write a resignation letter. It does not have to be long, just one sentence. Write, "I am retiring from the job of managing everything." Or simply write, "I am choosing to be instead of to carry." When you write those words, you are making a public declaration to your shadow. You are stepping out of the isolation and into a community of women who are also laying down their burdens. Read the other comments. See the thousands of other women who are tired of being the invisible CEO. You are not alone in this resignation. We are walking out together. However, I know that stepping down is not easy. When you stop being the manager, you come face to face with an even bigger identity crisis. For years, you have identified as the strong woman, the one who can handle anything, the rock. When you stop carrying the load, you might feel weak. You might feel like a failure. You might wonder, if I am not the strong one, then who am I? This is a terrifying question, and it leads us directly into a trap that catches almost every woman in midlife: the trap of strength. If you want to understand why being strong might actually be your biggest weakness right now, and how to navigate the guilt of showing vulnerability, please watch my next video, The High Cost of Being the Strong Woman, a Confession. In that video, we are going to have an honest conversation about the armor you wear. We will explore why your strength might be keeping you lonely, and how to find a new kind of power that does not require you to be made of steel. You will find new tools to define yourself, not by what you can withstand, but by who you truly are. It is the essential next step on this path of liberation. If this video resonated with you today, if you felt the weight on your shoulders lift even just a little bit, please subscribe to this channel. Think of this space as a rest stop on your journey home to yourself. By subscribing, you are prioritizing your own wisdom. You are saying yes to a life where you are seen, not for what you do, but for who you are. Click the like button as a signal to other women that it's okay to put the load down. And share this video with a friend who you know is carrying too much. You might be the permission slip she has been waiting for. Thank you for your time today. Thank you for the work you have done, and for the work you are bravely choosing not to do anymore. The world will keep spinning, even if you are not the one pushing it. Rest now. Let go. And I will see you in the next video.